Welcome to Munich.
So we have finally arrived in Munich, the third and final German city that we are featuring on our epic Christmas market food tour. We are spending $50 at Christmas markets all over Europe. We've already been to Berlin, Nuremberg, and today we are exploring Munich, and we're going to show you the best food that you can eat for 50 bucks at the Munich Christmas market. We're going to be spending most of our time at the Marienplatz, which is the main old school market here in Munich. However, we have made our way to Rinder Market to find one of the most famous foods to try in the Munich Christmas market, a smoked salmon sandwich.
We are starting our Christmas market tour at this stall here, which is one of the most viral in all of Munich's Christmas markets. This is Flammlachs, which is salmon. We're getting it on a roll. This place is super busy. We walked by here the other night and the line was around the corner. It's 3:30 right now, so there's only about 15 people in line, which is the perfect start to our market tour. You can tell that this line gets super busy because he has a bunch of rolls already made with sauce and lettuce, and there's like 7 salmon up there that he's like picking the stuff from, and there's like 15 more over this fire on the cedar planks cooking away for the night's market.
Yeah, you can already see the line forming, so make sure to get here early for this snack.
I was worried that since they had the bread and lettuce already made in there, that the bread wouldn't be warm, but it's under a nice toaster, so the bread is nice and warm. The smell is amazing, and it looks like there's some like chili seasoning on it. I'm so excited to try this. It looks way more seasoned than I was expecting. I also said it in German, and he said that my German accent was very good. I said, Ein Flammlachs in der Semmel. Danke.
Of course, the only German word she learned how to say our food.
Duh. I translated the words up there, and it says that it's a honey mustard sauce, which sounds like that's going to be so delicious. It also looks like there's some chili flakes on there. Wow. Oh, there's the sauce. Can you see it? There's like a little white sauce there.
This looks fantastic.
Yeah, and the bread's warm.
I also think this is an affordable price. I've seen these for way more expensive at other markets.
Well, think of, we were just in New York and we got a lobster sandwich this size and it was $22. So $9.50, that's a steal. Also, they let me pay with card, so you can pay with card. They do get a little annoyed because it takes a bit longer, but there's a card and a cash line. All right, ready? Oh, the sauce is so good. It's so saucy. It's like chili flavor. There's a little spice on there, peppery. The salmon has such a good flavor. The lettuce adds a crunch. The bread is crispy. The bread here is amazing no matter what you get, so that was expected. Wow, the salmon is so good. I just can't believe how packed full it is. This is such a good deal for €9.50. It's slow cooked, so it tastes kind of smoked on there actually, and the flavor of the fire comes through so well. It's delicious. The salmon is such good quality. Also, she has so many up there. I was kind of worried that the quality wouldn't be that good, but it's amazing. And it's so warm. I wasn't expecting it to just be so good because they're so busy. Wow, this is great.
This thing is coated and seasoned just perfectly. The crusty bite is incredible. That man is working painstakingly hard. He is rotating the spindle and fixing the fire. He's adding wood, taking wood off. He is managing that fire like an expert. He's got it on a spindle, so he's just rotating multiple salmon at one time, and he is cooking them to absolute perfection. The crust is my favorite part. It's so seasoned, so peppery. It's almost like a Cajun type of thing, but the salmon is not overcooked. Like, that man is doing his job so great. The crazy thing about it is that cedar and smoke flavor permeates the entire salmon. So it's smoky and it has like the most delicious sweet cedar kind of flavor to it. This is coming at me from all directions. It's so flavorful. It's just absolutely perfect. This is easily one of the best sandwiches I've had in 2024, if not my life. This is 100% worth the hype. I cannot believe that it was €9. This thing is fire.
I don't want this to end because I could eat 3 of these. That would go through our whole budget, but man, it's worth it. Dude, this crust is what's the best part for me. The smoke flavor and whatever this crust is. You said Cajun, that's like a good, because it's like a little bit spicy, but not. It's one of the most flavorful things I've had in Germany, honestly. Amazing. As much as I don't want to say this, we found out about this place on TikTok. TikTok has led us astray so many times because it's all hype and no info, but we found one girl on there that posted this sandwich and it is totally worth it. Also, we're on TikTok now, so I guess go follow the TikTok.
God, what? I do not want this sandwich to end.
I know. Do we have to eat anything else?
Yeah, just get 5 of these and let's end the video.
$50 well spent. The main market is right behind us, but we are going one more stop on the outskirts of it for another sandwich that you absolutely have to try if you visit the Munich Christmas market.
On your way to the next sandwich, this is a stop you're not going to want to miss. This is the Alter Peter. You can walk all the way up and get the most legendary view of this Christmas market from way up into the sky. It's €5 per person, but the ascent and view are absolutely worth it. The line's not very long, so on our way to the next market, we are going to go up this tower.
We got our tickets, here we go. See how long this takes. It looks kind of high. It's so skinny.
So apparently you have to be in pretty good shape to do this. We are getting crushed. This is quite an ascent, but the view is worth it, I promise.
It was a horrible mistake.
You
A food tour. An exercise tour.
Whoa. It was worth it. Wow.
It is quite the climb, and you don't really realize how high it is until you get all the way to the top. You are easily the tallest spire around, and you get these magnificent views of the skyline. It's totally worth it, but it is not an easy hike. It's a good way to work off some of those calories from all the foods that we're eating at the Christmas market.
It is only open till 6 o'clock, so there was a bunch of people at the bottom trying to decide if it's dark enough. It's never going to be dark enough because it's 5 o'clock right now. So just go up, see the view. It's a great view no matter what time of day.
Yeah, for sure. Also, it's right between the Rinder market and the Viktualienmarkt, which we are headed to next. So it's a perfect stop after you've filled up on salmon sandwiches.
This is the Viktualienmarkt, which is a year-round market, but during Christmas they do pop up some Christmas shops. There is Christmas trees, there's ornaments, there's a beer garden, there's Glühwein. It's definitely worth a stop. It's definitely more food-oriented and way less crowded than the main market in the Old Town Square. This market has a lot of butcher shops and like fresh food available, and we are headed to get one of their sandwiches that the butcher shops make, and it's like a pork belly sandwich on a roll with mustard and sauerkraut, and it's so crunchy and so porky and delicious.
The total was only €8 for both of these, but we weren't sure how to order either one, so we decided to get two. So I think that this beautiful beast is called a Krustenbraten. And what it is almost like a ham sandwich, but there are huge layers of fat on one side and then chunky, crispy bits of almost like a chicharron pork skin on top. It's topped with mustard and sauerkraut served on one of those famous German rolls. But this is a bite that you must have in Germany.
And it's less than €5, which is so insane.
Whoa, this is one of the best bites of Christmas. It's almost like an entire Christmas ham on there, and it's layered with more fatty chunks, but the star of this show is the crispy skin. It is like a chicharron you would get from Mexico, topped with that mustard and sauerkraut is like perfect.
So he keeps the whole ham together, and then when you order your sandwich, he cuts you off a slice, and it looks like a small slice until he puts it on this roll, and then it's a monster roll for under €5. This one looks more like a traditional like Christmas ham that we would have at like Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner, and this is such a huge chunk of ham. The sauerkraut in there, it tastes so good. It's such a good like zing to that like fatty ham flavor. The chicharron part is definitely my favorite part. So this one he said was the belly, the other one is the pork shoulder. So this one looks more traditionally like a fatty bacon part.
Dang.
It also looks like there might be bones in it. I don't know. This has that crispy edge as well. A little bit less fatty parts on it than the other one. I think I'm gonna go with just a meat bite only to start because I'm kind of scared of the bones.
It's crunchy in your mouth.
It's way more fatty than the other one. Way juicier. Wow, that is so different. I wasn't expecting them to be so different. The crunchiness, again, is the big winner on this. This one doesn't even need the mustard and sauerkraut. It's so flavorful on its own. I think I like this one better.
So it's kind of a happy mistake that we've ended up with two sandwiches because both are amazing and you should try both in Germany. We have €21 left to spend and we're gonna make our way to the Marienplatz Plaza where the main market is. I think that we're looking for something sweet, something to drink, and maybe some Käsespätzle. We'll finish this and then we'll take you to the main market.
Look how big the tree is. It's like as big as Rockefeller.
It is no surprise that this market is also really crowded, and the crown jewel is this humongous real Christmas tree in the center of it. This is one of the coolest vibes that I've seen. I don't think I've ever seen a Christmas tree that large, that real, that up close. It's absolutely incredible. It is a sight to behold.
It's so big! It's even bigger up close! Wow! We have seen some beautiful backdrops for Christmas markets in Europe, but this might be one of the best. It's beautiful. Okay, time for a drink. This one says Oma's recipe on it, so I think we're gonna try that one.
Yes. Can I have one white Glühwein and then one of that? Franzken?
Enjoy.
Thank you. So this is a drink that we have already tried in Nuremberg, but they did it a different style. This is called a Feuerzangenbowle. I don't know, I'm assuming it means bowl on fire in German, but they give you a little piece of sugar that's been soaked in rum and they light it on fire, and the flame will bubble and dilute that sugar and it will fall into your drink. They serve it on this cool little plate with an extra little ladle of rum, and you're supposed to add it to the sugar and it will slowly dilute and make your drink stronger and sweeter. Now, the place in Nuremberg, they served a huge punch bowl and he was doing this for you, but here at the Munich market, they make it right in front of you and serve it in an individual portion. The spoon is just taking too long, so I'm gonna dump this rum right onto it. Ooh, look at that pretty color. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to drink this, but I think I'll take it out of this little pour spout, like a little Glühwein gravy bowl. Merry Christmas, everybody. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends.
It's gonna spill all over you.
Oh, it's like Das Boot, like when it all spills in here. Whoa, whoa. That is really strong. First of all, it's really hot, and it is only slightly sweet. The sugar doesn't add too much sweetness to it. The Glühwein has a nice flavor to it, but man, you get punched in the face with a little bit of rum, which I definitely don't mind that. I think that flavor-wise, the one in Nuremberg was a little bit better, but this one is 100% stronger, and them lighting the flame in front of you is just a cool experience. I do love when my food is interactive, so this is right up my alley. They've given me a little tool set and a drink to drink. I'm gonna try drinking it a different way though this time. How are other people doing this? Like, did we see anyone with this drink? I don't know how you're supposed to do it. It's kind of messy, but it's definitely a treat worth having. You gonna show me how it's done?
Yeah, I think you drink
Look, they're double fisting at the market.
I think you drink it this way.
Not as easy as it looks.
Oh, it's so strong with the rum in there. Huh. It stays hotter longer. This one's way hotter. I also got this white Glühwein, which is great because it's such a cute little cup. I didn't know that they had this on fire Glühwein. Otherwise, we would have just got two of these. Cool that we got two different drinks though. This cup is so cute. So if you don't know yet, this is our third German Christmas market, and I don't think we've explained it, that when you do get a drink here, you pay a deposit for the cup. And that's in case you want to keep this. It's usually €5, but when you return this, you get your €5 back. We've been paying with cards, so we're getting the euros back in cash, which is kind of a hack to get cash if you don't want to use the ATM. They gave me €11 back for that little tray set and the Glühwein glass. So now we have $11.50 to spend. Let's go eat.
We are hell-bent on finding these deep-fried apples, but the only place that we saw that really served them, they were really tiny, and the pictures that we've seen, they're like huge slices of apple that they fritter-fry and top with sugar. Fritter-fry. So we're on the prowl for those, but there is also, we have yet to have Spaetzle on our German Christmas market tour. So I do know that there's a vendor selling that, so I think that we might do that while we continue our search for these fritters.
It. Follow me.
Alyssa claims to have located the apple fritters.
Look. That's the sign we've been looking for.
This stand is so cool. We finally found the guy. He is taking the sliced apples and battering them to order almost like a bit of tempura. And then he's got this huge vat of oil and he's frying them in small batches. So they're coming out nice, hot, and fresh. I cannot wait to try these.
kind of expensive, but he's making them right to order.
Yeah,
so.
they look a lot better than the other place I saw them at.
He's selling so many that they're so freaking fresh. There's none sitting there. They're like in the fryer in your mouth.
Yeah.
Bro, they're so fresh.
Oh, we got them. They're super hot, almost too hot to touch.
So these are apple slices that he puts in dough, then fries, and then right before you get them, he tosses them in a sugar mixture. So they have all this sugar on the outside. They look so crunchy and they're huge. These are the biggest ones that we've seen at this market, definitely.
They smell so good. I'm so excited. Oh, whoa. So the outside is so crunchy. They're like green apples. They're sour inside. Very German for the apples to be the sour kind. Whoa. They were sourer than I thought. I don't know why.
The apple inside is nice and juicy, but the outside is crunchy, and the sugar adds such a good little sweet flavor to that sour apple.
Oh my goodness. I love this. I'm glad we waited to get these big ones. It tastes like apple pie bites. This is genius. This is great. I'm glad we hunted this down.
This is straight up fire. The crunchy bits, it is closely similar to like tempura batter. They look crunchier than they're gonna be. They're actually fairly soft, but that apple flavor just shines throughout, and the bits that are crunchy are phenomenal. It is literally just a warm apple pie in a bite-sized ring.
So some of that crunchy came off, and look, there's an actual whole apple in there. It's so crazy. It's delicious. We had a ham sandwich today and an apple pie, and I just feel like we're having Christmas dinner at this Munich Christmas market.
We've noticed in all the reviews that the crepes are super popular here. Skip the crepe, get the apple fritter, hands down.
As we end our 3 Christmas markets in Germany, a few things I'm surprised about. I didn't see any pretzels, which, like, as an American, I just think Germany has pretzels all over the place. There was a lot less sausage at the Munich market than I was expecting, and it's a bit more expensive than I was thinking.
Another surprising thing is that Munich is like a city full of beer halls, and there is no beer at this market. There's Glühwein and hot cocoa and coffee and punch and eggnog, but there's no beer, which is so strange for a city that's known for their beer halls.
Somehow we've made it through our Christmas travel in Germany without getting Spaetzle, and since today is our last German market, before we head off to Prague, we are headed to get some cheesy Spaetzle.
This portion looks gigantic.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because it's towards the end of the night or what, but they are doing some heavy lifting with those scoopers. It does not look like a light dish at all. Great, thank you so much.
Oh, the cup is a wafer. Wow.
Okay, so I am so excited for this authentic German bite. I've had Spaetzle before, but I've never had the Käsespätzle, I think is how you say it, which is the one with cheese. I love the generous helping of fried onions that they've added on there. Look at how good this looks. Oh man, the steam is just coming right off of it. They're working so hard to make this, and they keep stirring it so that it doesn't burn. This is ooey gooey comfort food. It honestly tastes almost like a sour cream and onion macaroni and cheese. It is so flavorful. The fried onions are crispy and light and airy, and the noodles are even more hearty. They sop up more of that cheese.
So the noodles are more like a gnocchi rather than a noodle, and it's less cheesy than you would think. Sour cream and onion is the right flavor for it. I love the crispy onions on top. And the coolest part is that it comes in this wafer. So the bowl is totally edible. I mean, you probably won't eat it, but that way you don't need to get a deposit back. $6.50, and this is a hearty bowl of food. Also, it's so warm, and it's just getting cold now at 8 p.m. So this is the perfect way to warm up before you head to a beer hall after the Christmas market. Thank you guys so much for watching this Munich Christmas market tour. If you haven't yet, be sure to check out Berlin and Nuremberg. We're headed to Prague next. Be sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss it.
Thank you guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Just so you know, Brandon's testing the bowl for you. It is edible.
But it's not good. But you can eat it and not die. The Spaetzle is a lot better than the bowl.